All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by actress Arielle Kebbel, who we now know is Kebbel, not Kebbel, which I have said my entire life because we have been big fans of you forever now. And it just always flowed off the tongue, Arielle Kebbel.
I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
So
you're debating changing it now.
I had a conversation with my dad. I was like, Dad, I don't know. People are saying it. I'm kind of cool with it.
Where you're like, here's the thing. I'm not going to correct them. But if they ask, I'll tell them what it is.
Like how much do we lean into this? Arielle Kebbel.
Yes.
Well, sometimes when you just have to stick to a pronunciation, though. It's so hard. It's like when somebody that's been doing this for a long time, then they say, actually, everyone's been pronouncing my name wrong, and I've never corrected them. You're like, what?
It's like Rihanna.
It was all a lie.
Like Rihanna says her name's Rihanna.
And you're like, oh,
yeah,
no,
I know.
No one's going to do that.
I know. But that's a funny point, too, because the one name thing. So when I was growing up, I remember when I first moved to LA, I was like, oh, should I just be Arielle? Because I've always loved my first name and, mermaid, the whole thing. And my sister was like, no, you're not that important. She just shut it down. She's like, who has one name? Oprah.
Yeah.
Cher. Rihanna.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll never have one name.
Hey, you're that important to us, though.
But my sister's we're very close. She's not, she was, it was just like a sister moment.
No,
of course.
Not trying to hate on her.
No, you need your family to humble you.
Everybody wants
exactly.
And now with social media, everybody wants the one name handle.
Yes.
If you
can
there
is an Arielle.
There is an Arielle.
Who does have
yes,
it.
Yes, she
Good
is.
on her. She got it first.
And she is very popular. So,
well, that's bullshit.
I think about it all the time. I always look at the girl who has Just Francesca is this beautiful Italian model that has a ton of followers, and I'm like,
with a name like that,
I was like, I'll never get it.
I thought I could get it because just Rhea, I feel like is not very popular, but no, there's someone out there always.
Yeah.
Oh, another one, Rihanna. Gosh, this whole I used to say by one of my partners back in the day used to love Rihanna, and so we would always, I do too, whatever. Anyways, I would always go, well, I'm Arielle. And he literally was like, please never do that again.
He's like, you are not bad girl Riri.
So you see, I have people around me that just keep humbling me.
Yes.
I keep trying, and it's like,
right back.
You tried to make Riri happen, and it wasn't going to happen.
So maybe Kebbel. Maybe that's what we got to leave.
That could be the switch.
Yes, that's your thing. We're making it happen here. Yeah. It already happened.
Yeah, thank goodness.
We are so excited that you're here, though. You have been in some of the most iconic movies of all time that we are obsessed with, that we still watch every year to this day.
Yeah.
So being able to talk to you is so exciting. I mean, I just saw that you went on Caitlin Bristow's Off the Vine, who we love, and she is a friend of ours. Yeah. And you were talking about your auditions, which I found so interesting because you had said to her that it was the first time you were really doing a deep dive on your audition process for such iconic movies.
Yeah, well, she just kept... Yeah, she asked me things that no one had really asked me, and and because I think people at this stage of my career, people talk about the projects themselves, but maybe not so much the process of what it's getting it, or even just little things that I start to remember as you get into an interview. Things start coming back. So yeah, she good on her, man. She did a deep dive, but what was the question?
Well, I wanted to know more about, being able to audition for those types of movies, because I think we find it so interesting when we've seen someone like you be in such iconic movies, like I said, John Tucker Must Die, Aquamarine, things we love, but then finding out that you auditioned for Mean Girls, Freaky Friday, you're just you start placing you in these roles.
Yeah, there was one that just came to me. I auditioned for a Wes Craven movie. So when I first moved to LA, his movies were it was a huge deal if you could get one of those movies. It was another way that you were just going to pop. And gosh, I wish I could remember. I'll have to go back and remember which one it was. But I got a call back. So I was going in to meet Wes Craven, meet the producers, and I like couldn't sleep the night before. I don't know why Wes Craven was like such, an icon to me, but. And so I go in the room, and they're at this long conference table, and I'm on this side, and the casting director is coming towards me, and I can just see out of my peripheral, like, Wes, and then, I don't know, like 12 producers. And so I'm like, okay, just, play it cool, play it cool. And she's walking towards me, and of course it all seems like it's happening in slow-mo. My heart is pounding, and she goes to put out her hand towards me, and I just like grab her into this big bear hug. And in my mind, I'm like, he's gonna see how cool I am. Like, everyone loves me. I'm new in Hollywood. And then I kind of feel her do this on me, and I'm like, oh God, oh no, should I not have hugged her? What did I do? What did I do? And she comes back, she goes, okay, I'm just gonna put this microphone on you now. And she was just coming to mic me, and I was so nervous. And looking back on it, like, it's fine, nobody cared, it's a sweet moment.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I was so mortified. I bombed the audition. I left. I got in my mom was driving me around because I was 16, I think. I was sobbing. And I called my manager. I said, I'm never going to work in Hollywood again. I was so hard on myself.
Yeah.
At what age were you like really starting to go on auditions?
That round of like the horror films, Freaky Friday, all that, I was 16.
Okay. Yeah.
Headed into 17, and I had said to them, or maybe I had just turned 17, but I was between 16 and 17 when I was going back and forth, LA, Florida. And then I had said to them, let me go back and graduate early, and I'll officially move January. And I was 17 then, and I turned 18 in February. So,
had you always been interested in acting, or how did it come about?
So actually both my sister and brother were big in theater when I was growing up, and I was like the sports girl, and which was fine because I also loved horses. Mm-hmm. So I very quickly, my mom jokes, she's like, I thought you were just going to ride a pony around in a circle, and like day one I was galloping around and like, this is what I'm meant to do, And I think, 6 months into it, I was horse showing, and, 2 years later I was #1 in the state of Florida. I was just like, driven. This is everything. And so it wasn't until it's a very expensive sport.
I was a horse girl as well growing up. I was never #1 in my state, but I
well, there's still time.
I rode from like second grade to high school.
English or Western?
Yeah, English.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Big horse community.
Very big. Yes. Very big. So I get it, and you kind of get to a certain point where it's like you have to dedicate your entire life to it or stop.
Yes.
You can't really do it halfway.
Yes. And so I was very aware of like money and expenses at a young age because this was my passion and it was so much. And, and I was fine. I would like work at the barn. I would do whatever I could, and then eventually I had to quit, and I'm a person that needs to move my body. Like for me, that's how I move my emotions. It's just, and so I immediately was looking for that sport that was going to give me the same adrenaline rush that riding was giving me. And so I kind of did everything, whatever. And then, but I always had acting in the back of my mind, but it was like my siblings' thing. And then I was approached to start modeling. Actually, the first time was at my great-grandmother's second wedding, which I always tell my family, I'm like, she's so cool. And they're like, they didn't love her second husband, but it's fine.
That was a big moment for me.
Yeah, but I love her. Yeah, I love her.
You're like, that's so chic. It was her second wedding.
Yeah. My great-grandma.
Yeah.
But I was approached in the bathroom about modeling, and the reason I remember this, I think I was about 12, was it clicked on that I could make money. Mm-hmm. I didn't care about the like modeling part of it in that moment. But I was like, wait a second. I could start a savings account, and this could go to horses. Yep. And I immediately went to, I could have a farm. It was like I jumped, like that was it. The timeline.
Like, I'm about to have as many horses as I want.
So this is it. And so the modeling became commercial work because Florida. And then commercial turned into, well, what's this character thing? Like, how do I build a character? And so then I actually found, my mom helped me find an adult acting class because there's not a lot of character acting classes in Florida. It was all like commercial. And I drove 2.5 hours a week, 4 times a week to Tampa to take this adult acting class. Lied about my age. I was like 14, 15. It was 18 and up, whatever. But I took it very seriously. And I actually learned a lot of like method acting and how to build a character. And so that was really when I was like, okay, this is my new timeline. And I love this. Because I just loved, that class hooked me because the reading list was first spiritual books, then books on psychology, and then the third page was books on acting. And that right there hooked me because I just found it so fascinating. Like I've always been so interested in people, and to be able to break down, to be able to bring spirituality to a character and psychology, and it just was like something I could really sink into. And then I always was like, and then this will be the farm, you know?
Right.
So that was how it unfolded.
That's so interesting. I feel like I've never heard somebody describe the way they got into this being about another passion like horses, or really just the money aspect of like, if I do this, I can have money to do my other dream.
Yeah.
That was what excited me about a savings account. I was like, I get it.
When do you think you fell in love with actually being like a working actor?
That's a good question. No one's asked me that like that. Take that, Caitlin.
Hey,
We're going to text Caitlin after this.
No, but that's true. No one's asked me like that. And the reason I say that is because when I first moved to LA, outside perception, of course, I'm doing Gilmore Girls right away.
Yeah.
So it's like, I've made it.
Yeah.
I was a recurring, and so I never knew when I was getting booked again. And so, of course, it was a huge opportunity. I loved it. But I was also nannying, bartending, doing anything I could when I wasn't on set because I was terrified that I didn't know when my next job was. And I was 17, 18, supporting myself. And I remember the day, I think I had already done Soul Plane. I definitely, and American Pie. I had definitely done like a couple films and a couple TV shows. I think I'd already done SVU. Like I had built a resume already or was on my way. And I remember I wasn't available to audition for something because I was picking up the sweet boy that I was nannying. And I really, I so deeply got connected to this boy's emotional journey that I would 100%, if I told him I was picking him up, I would say no to an audition. It was just like, I told him I was picking him up. No.
Yeah.
And I remember my manager getting really frustrated because he was like, you have to decide. Like, I can only do so much. There's no other time these people can see you. What do you want? Right. And I pulled over and I started sobbing. And I remember, like, I was actually physically shaking because I think it was doing something in my nervous system where it was like, you're going to have to let go of whatever this safety net is. Because it was like I was filling my time with all these other projects to just, like, feel safe.
Yeah.
And I took a deep breath and I called him and I literally said, okay, I'm ready. And that was the day I became a working actress.
You're like, this is...
Almost before that, I was fighting it a little bit.
Yeah. Because it makes sense, too. I also think there's, like, it's such a field where there is such a fear kind of going into it first. It's like, is this really going to work out? You kind of are always, like, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, I'll do this now, but will the roles keep coming? And I feel like maybe you just had to...
In
the lows, there's always going to be a some sort of lull. But, I mean, I'm sure after you kind of committed in that moment... Just from seeing the projects you did after that, you really like locked in some amazing things pretty quickly. Like
well, I do feel like the universe responds when you're clear. That is like something I've always really believed in.
Yes,
is like when you're clear, there's a direct connection. Yeah.
Yes, and like Rhea said, there were just so many things that we loved in. Aquamarine just celebrated 20 years.
Can you believe
it? It's like my favorite movie of all time.
And you know what?
Weird,
We've gone back to back now too because we just had Jenna Dewan here.
Jenna,
and
I haven't seen her in so long.
She is amazing, and we were like, oh my god, this summer is 20 years since Step Up, and we were like, oh my god.
No, go ahead. But then I'll tell you a fun fact.
Keep going.
Okay, so she and I did. Wait, hang on. Channing was doing She's the Man while we were doing John Tucker. Channing read off camera with me for Step Up in the hotel room when I was filming John Tucker. Got down the line. They flew me from Vancouver to LA to test against Jenna Dewan for Step Up.
Wow.
She's such a beautiful soul. Before we went in, we were like, good luck. You know, like there was it was always good vibes. I literally remember at one point like dancing next to her in the mirror and I was like, she's gonna get it. Like, I remember being like, they're definitely gonna go with the like a real dancer. Like I was like, I'm good-ish. You know, like
maybe there's another role for me in this one. Like that's
like I always did want to be Britney Spears, but so she got it. And then clearly, you know, Channing and then after that, I did the Grudge 2 with Jenna, and so we were able to like laugh about it all. But that's what a small world it is.
That is
really,
amazing.
It really is, and it's so that is so funny. So, were you filming John Tucker Must Die at like next to where they were filming She's the Man? Like how was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this was crazy. It's actually really good.
No, these are literally some of my favorite movies of all time.
Chills
So
down
I
my
feel like
spine.
I'm not kidding. I feel like I'm having an out of body experience because these are my
seriously.
favorite movies.
I'm like,
ever.
oh my God, was this high school?
Aquamarine, John Tucker Must Die, She's the Man. Like, if you
I don't
want to
know
ask
if you
me my
look,
favorite
if
movies,
you look past our Maddie and you see that fake
that's
People
me dressed
magazine
up,
cover. Is Rhea
dress
dresses.
up, She's the Man, Sebastian
Wait,
Hastings.
now I'm having it out of my Wait, you can't make this up.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
That was her Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Nobody has that in their office.
No.
We do, but
No, but
these
we
are
fucking love
She's
She's
like,
the
we
Man.
do.
Yeah, we do.
These are like my favorite movies ever. So please continue.
Yeah,
I want to hear all the
I
stories.
promise you, I did not know that when I was talking about. That's crazy. Okay. So it's a really good thing that Instagram didn't exist.
Right.
Because there was about 20 of us and we just like moved as a herd. So it was like, it was this hotel called the Sutton Place. We call it the Slutton Place. It's a thing.
Epic.
They put everyone there in Vancouver. And so the cast of She's the Man, the cast of John Tucker, were all in this hotel. We were all young 20s, whatever. And just like we would go around, like you would see us walking down the street in just like a line of 20. Like we literally moved in a herd. We would go to a club together. We would go to dinner together. There's like a thing called Bellini's there that like the frozen is like, you know, their little, I mean, we're like, let's go for a Bellini. And there's like 20 of us. Like we would go visit their set. They would come visit our set. I mean, it was atrocious.
But that's so funny because it's like being in your own class. Like it's like, oh, my class
it was like summer
is the
camp.
John Tucker, and then you guys have the She's the Man. And
It was like
these-
summer camp.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, like we would all have a party in someone's hotel room and like people would bring guitars and like you play music. James, remember James from She's the Man? Who does he play?
Yes. The guy that has the big crush on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James, but he's a Broadway guy now. James Schneider. James Schneider.
Wait, it's actually so crazy to bring this up because he came up on my TikTok last night.
No, he didn't.
On my For You page, his video because
Are we in the
he
Matrix?
Seriously, he went viral because now obviously, you know, he's a bit older from his time on She's the Man, but he did his line of like he did it into, what does he say?
Wait,
Is it the cheese line?
No. He says, I gotta find it. And he made this video. Literally, it's just so funny that this came up on my TikTok like last night because everyone in the comments were like, "Oh my God,
He did the line.
He like millennials, Joel Scroll. Didn't have a dream outside. Yeah,
Yes.
that.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah,
That's
yes.
him.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Okay.
which is so funny.
So like at our hotel room party playing guitar, that's when we were all like, dude, you can sing.
Yeah.
Like other people can like sing. You can sing.
Yeah.
And so that was like,
Right.
so-
You're not a fake singer.
No.
You really have it.
Yeah.
That is so
crazy.
insane. I don't think anybody knows that about She's the Man and John Tucker
I don't
Must
think
Die.
I've really talked about it. I mean, yeah.
I'm like trying to wrap my head around that whole experience of just like
I know because I've heard
being
Penn
in a
Badgley
hotel.
talk a lot about like making John Tucker.
Yeah.
And like how he felt about it and all that.
What did
But I
he
mean,
say?
He's talked about it on his podcast, like very much sort of feeling like he was there, but not maybe as social with the group, or feeling a little bit like
He wasn't at the hotel parties.
no. He definitely, I think he definitely was, but I think it was more like like
I was always a
high
Penn Badgley
schoolish
fan.
vibes.
I was always, a fan. He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant guy.
Yeah.
I think just Penn and Jesse are just two very different vibes.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a lot. It was like they were supposed to be brothers.
Right.
You thought that was like he laughs that it was kind of ridiculous that they were playing brothers. Like,
But how about the fact that
Yeah.
what's his face was in it with one line, and then he's like the star of Friday Night Lights.
Taylor Kitsch?
Yeah, he had one line. It's like holy Jamalama or something like so weird.
Yes, he's with Jenny McCarthy. Yes.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Oh, they're so good.
That was a movie that keeps getting brought up, like, because people are like, oh my God, what if they made another one? What if they made another one?
Yeah.
And it's been brought up so many times. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Or is it something that, like, can't be redone or
Well, I sold the sequel
Yes.
to Fox, so it can be redone.
Yes.
Well, not redone, added to. So I really felt, obviously we had such a great time, but also as a cast full of women at a very specific time in our industry, I had always had a dream of producing a sequel and really bringing the women back together and really going like, it's our turn for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
Like, I got your back, let's do this together in a new way. And what was great about it too was there's two kick-ass producers at Fox that we were working with that we sold it to. And so it was like, it just felt so great to be writing this sequel, working with women at Fox, telling the story. We had a female writer. So it was just like, and also it was the first thing that I sold. I started producing a few years ago. It was the first thing I sold. So it was just very exciting. Writer's strike happened. It got like shelved for now. It's an existing IP. I really do think should alignment and divine timing happen again, I think it could always happen because the script is there. People are excited about it. But in this moment, it's not happening. But I also say literally what helped sell the project in the first place was the fact that I went on TikTok and was like, hey guys, look at all the people that still care, you know? And that's
it's worked
a real,
for so many
and that's a real
projects
thing.
now.
And I told Fox like the personal stories that people, look at what it means to people. And I'm like, this isn't a joke. This isn't something like you actually I take this to heart.
Yep.
This is why we do what we do. There's a real impact. That's to be taken seriously. And so I just always say too, to the people listening, because at the end of the day, whenever the time is right and whenever people on TikTok decide to go for it, they have the power. We all know that. So
that is
for
true.
sure. And I think even talking about it, bringing awareness, because I think there's a lot of people that didn't even know that was happening. Now hearing about it again.
I also kind of it's a weird thing when you're producing something, because it's like you can say stuff at a certain time. You can't say stuff at a certain time.
Right.
But now I'm just running my mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And you might as well, because that's how things get going.
Come
again.
get me. I'm just kidding.
No, well, we're rooting for it. I think that would be fantastic. And the way that you described it, just like having all the women together, female writers, all of that.
There was
such a
two
fantastic
projects.
cast.
Oh my gosh. And I'm so happy for everyone too right now. Look at Brittany. It's just such a, it's a very it makes my heart happy that it's a good time for women out there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I also had that feeling about Aquamarine. There was things too that I was like, I know exactly what I would do to make it an even more positive experience round two, so we'll see.
Just the ones it's just been so fun getting to talk about these movies that just really shaped who we are.
Really shape and also heal something in you when you put them back on. Every once in a while.
Aquamarine really was Aquamarine was the movie where me and my best friend would watch it all the time.
Same.
And we were like, this is us. You are Emma Roberts. I'm JoJo.
I used to do that with my sister.
This is
we would go,
this
I'm
is
her.
us.
I'm her.
Yes.
And we'd be and every time we watched, we'd be like, this. It's. And we'd be like, we're watching ourselves.
Yeah, there was one summer we watched it every single day, and it just never got old.
No.
It's all of those movies, they never get old.
I love it so much. You know what I love most about that movie is it's the preteen preteen era. And that is such a special time.
It really is.
Especially for
They don't
young
make
girls.
the preteen era type projects like they
Not
did then.
like
Now
that.
it's so different.
It's almost like it needs to be protected.
Yeah.
It really, and that was part of why I wanted to do a sequel too. But that one I wanted to do a TV show.
Yeah.
The John Tucker sequel was a film. I always saw an addition to Aquamarine as a TV show. But that's why. And I talked about that.
It really is, because now it feels like everything's either like real for that age group, for like that middle school age. It's either really young still and kind of maybe immature to what they think, or like
Euphoria.
whoa,
Yes.
or it's like, whoa, you shouldn't be watching this. Like,
Right.
there's no like. I just,
Like wholesome, I have a
Like, I'm in middle
crush.
school, I have a crush. Like, I want to like have my
Prank
first
call,
kiss. Like,
like,
yes.
like sleepover. Like those, those types
Going
of movies.
through
It's like,
magazines.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
So
totally
crazy.
agree. Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's why we just all keep it so near and dear to our hearts. But
So
you know
sweet.
I love that you got to talk about your love for horses, and now it's kind of come back around, right? Because you got to you're working with horses for Marshals,
Yes.
which is coming out March 1st, which is out. It just
It's out.
happened.
Yep.
Let me tell you, I was about to be like, it's February 27th. Like,
No, February, the end of February kind of just
I
like
get it.
skip by.
I'm
Yo,
like,
hey,
I
it's-
keep looking. I'm like, wait, it's March 10th.
You're like, it's coming
almost
out
April.
2
It's
weeks ago.
yes, coming out. It's out.
It's out.
Have
It's
you
out.
seen it?
It's out. You can watch it.
You can watch it. Yeah.
It is. You're in the Yellowstone kind of universe.
Yes.
Which is really cool, and people are so obsessed. What was did you watch Yellowstone? Did
By
you know
people,
about
you
it?
mean me.
Yes, I mean everyone. Yeah. Did you so you watched
I
Yellowstone and
did,
everything?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I did. But it's funny. It also came to a certain point where I had to like stop watching it because I just was like getting, I would say like the healthy version of angry. Like at a certain point, when you want something, it's like that competitive thing where you're just like, in the beginning, I couldn't get enough of it, loved it. And at a certain point, I was like, I can't watch anymore. I just have to, stay focused and have faith. And one day.
Because you wanted the role so bad.
I wanted it so bad, but just like I really love the period pieces too.
Yeah.
Like 1883. Oh my gosh! And then people, and I think she's amazing, so I loved this. But people would like say, oh, Isabel May, and she was in 1883, and I was like, but I love her. But it was like I was like, I can be your sister. You know, like
right,
into the
right, right.
screen. So
and they're
when
all such natural reactions to have when you love something so much,
when
you want to be
love
a part of it.
so much. And then it's one of those weird things where it's like you would think it. I don't know. It felt so close because it made sense, but it also felt so far away because until you have that role that you're right for, it's like sure you can have meetings and whatever, but like until you have that moment, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So so this happened to be that moment. And it was interesting because I'd asked my manager and agent I'd seen that Luke was doing a spinoff, and before I knew about the Bell role. And so I was just like, what's happening? And then one day they were like, well, funny you asked. And he, here it is. And so it really like, yeah, I mean, I'm still taking it in is the truth. Yeah.
That's amazing. I feel like what a fun way to kind of bring it all together for you, and you get to write horses, but you've got. I feel like the last few TV projects you've done have been very like
Hard.
action heavy. Like you're search and rescue. You're a firefighter. Like there's really intense things. It's like. Well, talk about from what you were saying, wanting to be an athlete. You got to be an athlete to like do these roles.
It's true, actually, but I've talked about that too. I'm like, those roles, we all like, not just me, but the entire cast included. Like, I feel like we started to like think or train like an athlete because otherwise, these days aren't sustainable.
Yeah.
Especially for a network show because you don't have a lot of time, so you're doing like 12 scenes a day, and it's very demanding.
Yeah.
And so if you don't take care of your body, like I really don't know how you make it through. So yeah, it was, but it's funny too because doing those roles, I didn't know how much it would help me with Belle and this role. And it's like, that's the fun journey,
Yeah.
right? Is like now I get to look back and go, oh my gosh, and
Exactly.
so
It all comes back around, brings you to where you are right now. I feel like we could talk to you for another hour. We have to wrap up, sadly, or else I would have
so many questions.
I know, seriously, so much more we could have talked about. But Marshall's, everyone can watch on CBS, on Paramount Plus. If you're a streamer, if you want to just watch it in the app as well. So excited to have another part of the Yellowstone universe.
And I just
talk
went to
you
the
about-
Madison premiere last night, and it's so good. Michelle Pfeiffer's amazing. The entire cast. I laughed and cried. So there's more coming. I like to support the family.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
for having me.
Yes,
This
thank
was
you
such
so
a
much.
joy.
So fun.
How fun.
I bet. Look at Pepper.
Just sleeping the entire time.
I was honestly distracted the whole time looking at her. For a while, she was like this. Her
I
little
was,
paws
I
crossed.
was
She
gonna bring her
snoozing.
up, but then I said, let's not disturb her.
No, she's yeah.
Diva
Exactly.
needs her rest. But also,
She's booked and busy
like,
and tired.
she's like up on
sorry,
you're talking about me.
She's
I
like
love
walk.
it.
That's amazing.
Thank you so
Thank you so
much.
much for having me. Yeah.